When I was in kindergarten, there was a kid, I guess the classroom bully, and he was messing with people. I knew the thing that you do if somebody is acting up is you whoop their butt.
Oh my gosh. You're in kindergarten handing out whoopings?
So I took my belt off and
Oh my gosh.
and proceeded to try to give the boy a whooping.
Now you do know in 20 and 23, they would be like, what kind of behavior is he modeling? And they would make a visit to your home. Are you the one who starts the best conversations on Facebook, WhatsApp, or in the group chat? If so, this is the podcast for you. Hi, I'm Eva.
And I'm Don. And welcome to Chat and Bother. This is a 15-minute podcast where we start conversations and you and your circle finish them. So go ahead and share this episode with a friend or family member so they can listen to it and you can talk about it together. Good morning.
So today our son called. He takes our daughter to school and he needed to go to the bathroom, right? And at that hour of the morning, the only place you can go is McDonald's, pretty much. So he goes to McDonald's and there is a guy who is in a fancy car and he kind of sideswipes another car that is parked next to our son. We're in Chicago. Our son knows you don't jump out and get in nobody's business. You just hope they do the right thing. But he is still young, very nice kid, and he wants to make sure that everything is okay. He also has a special affinity for the car. And it was a van.
Yes.
If you all know him, he really loves vans. So he probably felt some sort of personal connection to this particular situation.
Right. He's a kindred spirit.
Right. He was like, someone has damaged the van. He doesn't care about the fancy car. That's not his business. The problem is the van.
Forget the Tesla.
Yes. We're only talking about the van here. From what he told us, the guy gets out of the van and says, hey, you hit my car. And the guy says, no, I didn't. He says, yes, you did. Our son is, I want to say a stickler for the truth, but really if it's somebody else, I don't know how committed he is to the truth just generally.
Well, I will say the truth when it comes to vehicles.
Yes, if it's about a car, don't lie to him because he has jumped into a few people's conversations at the dealership. Like, no, you can offer them more than that.
Right. He's saving people money.
Yes, he will go out to the car and be like, this is a 1996. Technically, this is vintage. Like, he will go and get in other people's business.
Had the one lady, he went and checked the comparable pricing for the vehicle for the lady.
What we waiting for? An oil change? She was like, oh, you're not going to play Miss what she looked her name was Mabel. You're not gonna play Miss
Helen or something like that.
Miss Helen, you're not gonna play her with this trade-in.
Yeah.
He is really into cars, certain cars, not fancy cars. And he is kind of like a underdog champion kind of kid. The guy who was in the van who got hit didn't speak English very well. So the guy kind of brushes him off and goes into McDonald's. The guy who got hit is going and taking pictures of the car and pictures of the luxury car that got hit that actually has more damage than his car does.
Right.
When he comes back out, he attempts to leave. Well, the guy whose van it was stands behind the luxury vehicle, so he can't get out. We, of course, wouldn't have known this, but my son knows this, says that particular brand of car will not back up if there is a person behind it.
Right.
So he can't leave or flee the scene or whatever he was planning to do, so he gets out and pushes the man. So, of course, this is when our son begins recording. Still doesn't get out of the car because this is still Chicago, and calls the cops. They're kind of going back and forth. I guess the other guy eventually called the cops, but the police couldn't understand what he was saying.
Right.
So the police that our son called got there before he did. Long story short, he gave his statement to the police and, everything ended up working out, not in favor of the guy who was lying about the accident. Fussed at our son a little bit. Why are you recording? Why are you in it?
It's none of your business.
It's none of your business. It's about cars. It's always his business.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we really taught them about being good Samaritans. I remember growing up, not Bible study, it was Sunday school.
Yeah.
they would drill certain stories into you. The Good Samaritan was one. The prodigal son was one. Now we
Golden
know what
rules.
All of those things. Now we know why they were doing it, to make parenting easier. It probably didn't work, but I see what they were trying to do.
Right.
Were you compelled growing up to champion the underdog in any way? Or were you the one who created the underdogs? The look on your face is saying.
Well, it was a little both. Our parents did teach us about the golden rule. My mom did the Sunday school teaching. So
you better know.
I better know. That being said,
nothing good comes after that being said.
I mean, I have my faults, right? But there were moments where I would look out for those who couldn't defend themselves. Or when I was in kindergarten, there was a kid, I guess the classroom bully, and he was messing with people. I knew the thing that you do if somebody is acting up is you whoop their butt.
Oh my gosh. You're in kindergarten handing out whoopings?
So I took my belt off and
Oh my gosh.
and proceeded to try to give the boy a whooping.
Now you do know in 20 and 23, they would be like, what kind of behavior is he modeling? And they would make a visit to your home.
Well, they definitely talked to my parents. They were like,
where would he get such a thing?
What?
I'd be like, I do not know. You know, kids are crazy.
I mean, they watch a lot of kung fu movies.
It could be anything. It could truly be anything.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of those moments. I mean, there's plenty of other ones, but I think that's probably the funniest one.
I don't know that I had a lot of opportunities to do that, because I often was the one looking
the assailant.
I think the assailant is the one who's doing the thing. I was being assailed. I believe
the victim.
Yes. So I was the one looking for the Good Samaritan to come out of the woodwork,
like, looking over the shoulder.
Like, is anyone coming?
If you had wings, you would fly.
Yes. Let me contemplate. So for the most part, I didn't have that opportunity. Probably not until adulthood, but it's not the same. Like when my son was telling us this story, he was like, well, you remember, mommy, when somebody was, doing this in traffic and you pulled over? No, I actually do not. That must have been an out-of-body experience, because again, we are in Chicago. I am not pulling over.
And before that, it was DC.
Right.
So...
What do I look? No, I am 5 foot. Barely anything. No, I'm not usually that person. So it might have been some sort of out-of-body thing, because he remembers it very vividly. And I think that modeling, what do you think? Modeling it or having it reinforced through your faith or whatever? Which one do you think is more effective?
I think you have to do both. Kids need to see it done, and they need to understand why it's done.
Like it's drilled into them.
Right.
And the whole do unto others thing, having that kind of pushed into you as a kid and repeated to you. It doesn't always work, because there are some terrible people out there.
Who got the best teaching in the world.
Right. Who had plenty of opportunities to hear that story, but they just don't do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You think it's both of them equally?
You're thinking like nature versus nurture? Like what is the thing?
Not necessarily nature, but because some people are just nice. I don't think I am. So there would need to be some, I think there would need to be some sort of teaching, some sort of education, some sort of someone has told me that this is the way that things are supposed to go. Because we talk about it a lot. I don't understand human beings very well.
I think you understand them way better than you actually give yourself credit for.
Okay, they don't make sense.
But that doesn't mean you don't understand them.
I understand that they don't make sense.
You understand that they will do what they do, and you understand the things that lead to them doing certain things, and that helps you make better decisions.
Fair enough. And I think that makes it hard to be a good Samaritan, because I'm always looking at people kind of sideways.
You always see the opportunity for them to do the worst.
Yes, and so often they do the worst.
Right.
They really, really do. And I don't know that I want to help them do the worst. I don't want to be their doing the worst assistant. I'd like to leave them where they are and let them struggle to do the worst. I don't want to help it along. I think I don't think I've had that many opportunities other than, philanthropy type things, community service type things, but never me putting on my cape and running to somebody's rescue like that.
I think you're not giving yourself enough credit for what you do. Whenever you're on the phone, it's normally you're talking somebody off the ledge or something.
That's because I like those people. You have to be Good Samaritans deal with strangers.
Okay, all right.
If I like somebody, first of all, if I'm on the phone,
True.
they're in my top 5. If I am talking,
if your lips are running,
yes, if I have a phone, then they're in my top 5 off the bat. So they're definitely not strangers.
Public service announcement. My
Yeah.
wife does not like talking on the phone.
I do not.
So if you are one of those few people who talks on the phone to my wife, you know
You are special.
you are a very special
Because
person.
no, I won't do it. So yeah, I don't have a lot of opportunities to help strangers. I also don't go out very much.
Yeah,
You'd have to
but I
be
think
outside.
The kids have seen us like stop to help people on the side of the road or stuff
Yeah, if
like
they
that.
have a tire out
Yeah.
or something and they're we'll make a phone call. We do
Yeah.
that. You have to help people with like their groceries, like little stuff, like you'll help somebody carry something. So, I mean, I think that modeling it is important. Like I said, the kids remember me doing lots of things. I don't remember any of that. It could be because I'm old, and it could be that I blacked out in order to get it done. I don't know.
Maybe.
It very well could be that.
Right.
Especially if I touched someone. Because woo!
Now, are we talking pre-pandemic or post-pandemic?
My whole life.
Right.
My whole life. But the kids are constantly kind of doing nice things for people. So,
No, I am super proud of the way that they look for opportunities to help people that don't have a chance to help themselves.
well, you know what? I also think that it's a generational thing.
Yeah.
Our generation is very much every man for himself. When you're on the way home, keep your eyes forward to make sure you get into your house. You're a latchkey kid kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You don't talk to strangers.
Did our generation come up with stranger danger?
No, that was after us.
Okay.
We came up with go in that house and don't you open that door.
And nobody in the house with you.
Right. Don't pick up the phone because they're going to ask for us and you don't know how to lie good. So, you know, it was kind of stay to yourself, and that's the safest way to be.
Yeah.
This generation is so much more connected online. They see people doing good things for other people that they
True.
wouldn't ordinarily see.
True.
I don't know if I agree with that. People kind of showing off their good deeds. That's irritating to watch.
That don't square up with the Bible. to
Yes,
me.
because you're supposed to do what you do.
Don't let
and-
your left hand know what your right hand doing.
Yeah, do what you do, and that's enough. You know, now that I think about it, I feel, yeah, I've done some stuff. But I grew up with that. So maybe that's why I block it out of my mind that you don't talk about it. You do
Yeah,
it.
if-
Oh, that's right. Your reward
Your
is
reward.
if you get your reward on earth, that's it. But then you get your reward in heaven if you just keep your mouth shut and
Right.
do what you gotta do.
Right. Like,
So, yeah.
you don't just gotta tell everybody, I gave a homeless man a hamburger today.
And there are so many posts like that. You're not on social media a lot, but there's so many long posts about the wonderful thing that somebody has done. People make videos and all sorts of stuff to get attention for the good deeds that they do. I have a hard time, you know, when they have those donation things and they'll say, do you want to be anonymous or do you want your name? I get so annoyed with myself when I forget to tick the anonymous one.
Yeah.
Unless it's like for, you know, one of the God kids and I want to say congratulations or good luck or something like that. But if it's just a donation, I cannot stand having my name in some sort of leaderboard. It's so, and you can't go back and change it.
No.
It is terrible. But yeah, I do think that this generation is, even though they're kind of selfish, they are a little more understanding and a little more philanthropic. I don't know about millennials because I don't know a lot of them.
No, statistically speaking, like these last two generations are way more philanthropic and
Yeah.
more thoughtful about what impact things make on the earth, on us.
Yes. We didn't have Earth Day. We did not grow up with no Earth Day.
We did too.
Did we?
Yes.
We had
it was
Earth Day?
It was just
My school didn't care about no Earth Day.
Captain Planet
Captain
came.
Planet. That was a corny cartoon and I didn't watch it.
Yes.
So that's on you.
Yeah, wait, but you know
The
what it is.
Planeteers.
You know what it is.
That's a Captain Planet. He's our hero. Soon as I heard it, I cut it off.
Hold on. How do you know that?
Because I knew when to rush to the television because we did not have a remote and turn that mess off. So I only know up to Captain Planet. He's our hero. I don't know nothing
Gonna
else.
take pollution
Down to zero. Okay.
So you do know.
I know. Well, I might have been in the bathroom and didn't get a chance to cut it off in time.
The choice is yours.
Oh, that's right. And I chose not to watch that show. But then I'd take my kids to those Disney Planet movies. Remember, I would take them to see
Days
that.
Or whatever.
I mean, I'll make up for it in another generation, right? Because we were all in aerosol cans and styrofoam.
Man.
We did what we did. All right, so y'all join us on social media and let us know how you learned to be a good Samaritan, how you learned to be philanthropic. Was it through your faith? Was it through seeing what your parents modeled, what your teachers modeled, what your mentors, what they did? And how did that impact you today? How do you share that with your nieces, nephews, kids, the other young people in your life? Now, I gotta go to work.
And I gotta go to work.
So we will talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you for joining us for Chat and Bother. Go ahead and like our Facebook page and share this episode with people that you want to chat with or just feel like bothering, or both. Visit our website, chatandbother.com, for our episode guide and other ways to connect with us. Take care.